Trying to lose weight? It's time to try Hers. At forhers.com/4u, you can access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss treatments tailored just for you. These include oral medication kits or compounded GLP-1 injections. Through Hers, pricing for oral medication kits start at just $69 a month for a 10-month plan when paid in full upfront. No hidden fees, no membership fees. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hers brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. Reach your weight loss goals with help through Hers. Get started at forhers.com/4u to access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss plans. That's forhers.com/4u, forhers.com/4u. Paid for by Hims and Hers Health. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions at forhers.com apply.
Debbie Romero is a globally recognized evidential psychic medium.
Hey, Psychic Medium Debbie Romero here. If this podcast found you, don't go nowhere. I have here a special guest, Miguel Gonzalez. It is an honor and a privilege to have you here on the show today, Miguel. Thank you.
Hi, Debbie. Thank you so much for inviting me, and hello to everyone that is listening to this in the future.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way. We're talking about spirit art today and the beauty of the unfoldment. And what better way than to have you, Miguel? You truly hold the essence of spirit as you're creating the unfoldment of their story when you're painting. And I'm giving a little bit of way too much there. So, Miguel, please share with the world who you are and what you do.
Thank you, Debbie. So along with spirit, I, work with them alongside with trance, with healing, the mental mediumship, and the spirit art within my own personal artwork, as well as the spirit portraits, which are portraits of loved ones on the other side.
And you do that in such a beautiful way. I have so much respect for and how you do the work for spirit, the way you move and how you hold the power, Miguel. When someone, first and foremost, I know when someone is coming to us because of grief and they want proof of life is truly eternal. And when you're going from the mental mediumship, how did it you to develop the muscle to say, oh my gosh, I think I can draw them? When did that start happening for you?
Debbie, I feel like that was a little bit of my own desire to journey into that part of the mediumistic world. So when I came into mediumship, I first became aware of communication with past loved ones, and at that point, I had already completed my 4 years of college at the art school, and so portraits was already something within me that I was able to do of people here. And so when I then moved into the mediumship, I started to wonder, oh, is this something that I can also do? Because of some of the mediums that I was seeing that were drawing. And so that became a little bit of an investigation and exploration into that possibility.
Wow. And so you said it's something you've always were able to do. When did you start drawing, Miguel? When?
I was a little kid. I was a little kid when I would pick up a pencil and start drawing. And
Oh,
I was reflecting on this yesterday even. Some of my first drawings were of the Lady of Guadalupe, Mother Mary, and I would gift them to my aunts.
how pretty. That is so beautiful. We're inspired by the ones that we live with or those that are we're close to, and then just base our own spirit knows. So our spirit remembers. So there is truly a blend that you have, a unique connection to the Blessed Virgin Guadalupe, the Virgin Guadalupe, the Blessed Mary Mother. And as you brought her essence, what was the colors that caught your attention as you started to draw her?
Ooh, Debbie, this was so long ago. I was what, like maybe 4 or 5 years old.
Mhm.
I what I remember most was just the feeling of her presence and the love. And so that was always for me what I could feel most. I maybe I was seeing, but I wasn't aware of seeing
Mm.
in the way that I am now. But for me, it was
Yeah.
more the feeling, the embrace, the love that was there.
Uh, Miguel, when I sit with that, I forget that we go from the spiritual aspect of when things end versus how we are as humans. So as a human, now working in that world of the consciousness, right? It's like, what colors catch your attention? Like, is it the green you want to work with? Is it the red? Is it like what catches your attention with that?
Yeah.
Like when you pick up that brush, I want to tread lightly with this conversation because we you said something that, oh my God, left me in a moment of awe because I'm capturing your human essence of who Miguel is, and then I got a glimpse of your spiritual connection because you said, I felt her at age 4 and 5. So you really felt the essence of spirit. And to me, that's a gift already unfolding, Miguel. Like, gosh, thank you, Spirit, and thank you for being aware that you were able to connect in that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and so as I want to give you the pen and the brush, and we're about to take notes. We're about to take off. Spirit is here already, so the energies are amazing. I asked the community if they had any questions that in regards to spirit art, and one of them was, "Who holds the pen? Was it spirit? Like, do you hold the pen? Is it Miguel, or is it spirit moving through you? How would you define what happens to you in that moment, Miguel?"
Yes, thank you, Debbie. In that moment of drawing, I'll say specifically the spirit portraits. I do feel there is a soul that is working with me, guiding me through the process because, I can feel the inspiration that is coming forward to move my hand. And I can feel the pencil being moved in a very particular way to shape the nose. And I find it so fascinating because I'm quite um, when I'm drawing people, I get really observational. So it takes me time to develop an eye or a nose. But when it's spirit portraits, it happens in a couple lines. It just appears. And so I know that there is a soul that is there guiding that influence.
I've had the beauty to work with you and the honor to watch you work in such a quick response and a rapid from the moment through the clairvoyant. All right, so I'm assuming that Miguel, you're very clairvoyant. So when you're seeing the energies, I know as a medium and through your mental mediumship, you're working from one faucet to the next. You're jumping quickly from one state of mind to the next. What happens to you, Mijo, when you're in that state?
Yeah, so with the drawings, I am aware that I move into a light state of trance
Mm-hmm.
to allow the influence of the guide to take control, mainly of my hands. And I do feel in the beginning, I could feel the shift from the trance to then the communicating shift quite a bit. But as of recently, I've noticed that it's blended really well, where that vibration feels very similar and held throughout, which helps me a lot.
Right. And I know I could only imagine because we're getting the knowing, we're getting the quick glimpses, and we're in the channel. So to put it on paper as quickly as you do a very good job about structuring it and getting to me, the way I say, we don't always see the whole face. Sometimes, and spirit knows that there is a signature nose or something signature to their mouth or their eyes or their ears have to be very highlighted. So when you're just seeing the nose, you know that, oh my gosh, this is going to be very significant to pause with that. And as you capture that, you're bringing what happened to you at age 4 or 5, right? As the energies of the spirit. So one person is coming to look for life that is eternal. And now here you're creating the energies with the blend of the different frequencies and vibration from plane to plane on paper.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so I want to ask you, this is my question now. How do you stay grounded and balanced as you're jumping from one timeline to the next, and you come back and you're, ay, Dios mío, what just happened? And like, what happens to you after the project is done?
After the project is done, I am high on energy.
Yeah.
I am high on energy, to be honest.
Yes.
I feel like I'm floating. And
Yes.
so it does require a bit of effort to pull myself back down.
Yeah.
And even when I ground, I can still feel that my energy is naturally just expanded.
Right.
And I've learned to just let it be, because over the hour or as time passes, I can just feel it just naturally returning back into that closeness to me once again.
Right. You know, spirit makes me laugh because they're reminding me of like when we're channeling, because this is a form of channel, right? It's a form of
Mhm.
channeling. And I will move my hips and I'm in my own world. I'm like dancing. I got the music going. I'm vibing. I'm like, okay, so we can get really stuck in the channel. Like, let's go, let's dame más, let's go, right? Okay. And we're feeling it, you know, we're in that true like sweet spot of like, ooh, that feels good. Okay, that feels right. So you're grooving and you're moving with it, right? And so as you say it takes you a challenge, what would you say to somebody who's new and is feeling that, ooh, hijo, man, this feels great. Oh, I'm gonna do this every day. What do you say to someone who's just starting and they're getting a taste, I wanted to say, of the medicine of spirit? What will you tell that person as a beginner when they come out? What tips would you tell them?
Yeah, you know, if you're starting out, a glass of water is really good to just ground you, connect you back to your body. And
Uh-huh.
as that water is passing through, just imagine yourself being pulled into the earth to ground, because grounding is really important. We need to be present. We need to be here in this world. While it is awesome to connect to spirit and communicate with them, we chose to be here too. So we need to be present for our journey, but also, be able to balance the spirit world and our world, and to honor both as equally.
This responsibility comes to mind as you say that.
Yes.
There's a huge responsibility to the work that we do and the integrity to bring it in a very organic, natural way. Um, there's no words to define what you feel. Like I cannot define put words together for what you go through because it truly is a state of mind, your altered state to another altered state, and then to say, I'm Miguel today now, you know? Like I'm Miguel Gonzalez, my birthday is this date, my feet are firmly on the ground, and I am walking today as Miguel Gonzalez. Because our mind gets influenced by the energies day in and day out, and we're moving through the waves. And so for for what you're saying, drink water. We came here to live and remember to walk as you. And if you need to be reminded, say your name 3 times, give your birthday, like this is my birthday, write it on your hand, you know, however that's going to remind you to stay present, to keep the emotions. There's a lot, you said it, there's emotions of the Virgin Mary that you found, the Virgin Guadalupe. There's emotions. And so as each soul steps into your awareness, how do you move through the emotions of what comes to you?
When it comes to feeling the presence of spirit, I just allow it to be and allow it to move as it's happening, and not to hold on to it. Because when I hold on to it, and I used to do that when I was starting out my journey, I used to hold on to a lot. But at the end of a session, I was the one still holding to that vibration. And even if they were not there, I was still holding on to it. And it does throw you off kilter. The headaches start to happen. You feel tired and fatigued because you're not giving yourself that time to rest. And that
Yes.
is very important, in being able to do that. And, as you were sharing about, us and honoring ourselves, We have to know who we are to be able to connect to spirit and distinguish that beautiful presence that is there.
Yeah.
So that knowing of self is also very important when it comes to mediumship, art, whatever it is that you're doing.
And I think that that's a beautiful way in what you just said, because when you know yourself and you know that there's an emotion, I find recently spirit is having me teach some people, like um, for an example, one woman's sister is holding space for another sister, and then all of a sudden she feels she has the same problems, but they're not her problems. It was just the energies of holding, truly communicating, the blend of that friendship blending. And so I just said, okay, mija, it sounds like you have someone that's going through ABC. Now you know it's not you. But because we're able to tap into those emotions and know this is not you, this is where it's connected to, this is what this is, so we're able to break down the energies and separate it. It's so important to understand also who's around you, what's your day like, who you've been talking to, because the energy does go into that quantum entanglement. And so when you say you know thyself, it's a beautiful dance. It's a fine line of remembering. Okay, because it's almost like we literally have this beautiful invisible line that we could just be like, oh, I'm in the water, aquí estoy, hello spirit, what's up, hey.
Yeah.
So, and then we were like, oh, Dios mío, then we come back over here. So, and I think that's how we are. There's no difference in the spirit world and the human aspect, because it's the same. As a human, we feel the same sensitivity as we would in spirit, but we sometimes forget not to look at it like that.
Yes.
It's because we're human, and it's like, no, that should not be bugging me, or no, 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 can rub it off, like you're fine. But when we start to ignore the emotions that are around us, or what is it saying to us, or why am I feeling this way? For you, Miguel, do you feel the energies, and I want to say, do you feel the energies of the buildup of not only spirit but of human people around you, of pain and discomfort?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
And I had to learn and understand that that's what was happening within myself. I didn't understand why my emotions would fluctuate so much. And of
Yeah.
course, I'll take responsibility for just me being me. But, I think something a lot of sensitive people can relate to is being in large crowds, really loud music, that type of energy. I would just feel so uncomfortable in. And I've learned to just be more grounded in situations like that. But I've also come to understand that my energy naturally, whenever I meet somebody, my energy just naturally wants to reach and embrace that person. But as I'm
Yes.
doing that, now I know I'm also tuning into their energy and feeling them. And so it's like, okay, Miguel, take a step back. It's okay to feel, but you don't have to go into it.
Right. So, and I think this is for beginners, this is a great topic, because a lot of times people will have unexplained feelings in their body, go to the doctor, there's nothing wrong with them, they're having different emotions. So a lot of times we are naturally channeling, and a lot of people who are mediums don't realize it. And so there's this dance that we do as humans, and then we realize there's something different. This is something more than just, me knowing things. There has to be like that aha awakening. When did that happen to you, Miguel, when you realized like there's something more I can do with this?
With the mediumship, you mean, or help me? Everything.
Everything. Yeah, whatever,
Oh,
however that feels for you. I know we're talking about spirit art, but I feel like these are aspects of the spirit art, because this is truly what happens to an individual as they're awakening to the energies of the spirit. So you do feel it first, you see it, you get the emotions, you're blending, you're knowing yourself. So like, when did you realize I gotta do something more with this?
yeah, I really feel like for me, it was, I've shared this with you before, Debbie, and I'm sure people have heard this, but it's when I had that dream visitation of the Lady of Guadalupe. I was about to turn 27, just a few months about to turn 27. And that dream when I woke up from it, it just felt very different, like the space around. And I just knew that within myself, I had to make changes in my life to embrace what was coming. And I wasn't sure what that was, but I was trusting that I needed to make the changes that were not helping me. And so as I flowed through that, I then became aware of mediumship and the communication. And I was like, oh, I can help people in this way. And so that became quite an emotion that built up that led me forward into really trying to embrace this. And here we are today, still doing it.
Yeah. And I see how the progression in the years that I've met you and the growth and how it's really taken off for you with spirit and how they're really utilizing your vessel to prove that we're here. And so, it's really a privilege to watch you work. And for those who are listening, give Miguel Gonzalez a follow. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. Miguel, I've taken a spirit art class with you. I don't know if you remember this, but it was with Allison Gannon.
Yes, I do remember,
and,
yes.
and I'm sitting there, he's like, draw the eye. And I'm like, ay, qué lindo, I'm drawing the eye. you know? And for me, right shortly after my mom passed, I would say shortly after, I jumped in. It took a year to go into a bunch of different healing courses, spirit art, and Deb King was holding space for spirit art. And I have never done spirit art. Tell you now, like I do it now, but I never done it before. And so I remember when I took my first mediumship class many years ago, and the lady goes, there's a guide that wants to work with you when it comes to spirit art. Even then I did not know what that meant, and I didn't understand it because I'm not developed where I'm at today. And so I was drawing these ladies and drawing the pictures, and as we're going into a dim, I was like looking at the people, and spirit draws us to the person, like, oh, I'm drawing you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks like you. And then it ends up being the mom, but it looks like you. And so it's a little different, and you're letting the hands go, and the chalk was easy. And so there's a lot of therapy that comes with art. For me, it was very therapeutic, and it allowed my mind to stay focused and calm. And I think I sent you a couple pictures ago. Miguel, I'm
I
drawing.
do, yes, they're beautiful, yes.
I'm drawing. So sometimes I do that. I haven't done it in a long time, but I definitely could understand. Like today, you said the man has beautiful blue eyes, and I don't have no blue to add to the eyes. So when they give you the glimpse like that, is it like a full presence? Is it in a clairvoyant? Like, how are you seeing the soul when they come to you in that way?
Thank you, Debbie. It comes in different ways, and I learned to just go with it, and however that is. There are times that I will get a very quick impression of what that person looks like, what their hair looks like, the shape of the face, and so I may start with that. And as I keep building, I will start to see different parts of that person. But like today, when you and I were working together, I couldn't really see them. And that's when I know that my guide is the one that's leading the way and drawing them. So I'm also in that experience, seeing the person as I'm drawing them or being guided to draw them. But when I see the little glimpses, such as the eye, because I did see that, it looked to me like a real beautiful human eye with beautiful, vibrant color. And so sometimes I'll get those little snippets there, which are just beautiful. And I wish that I could just transfer them out of my mind and share them with the person.
Yeah, and it's so and what you're saying happens to so many people. I wish I could draw and show you what I'm seeing. I wish I could draw it on paper, and how we were working as a team. And I want to go back to what you said, because your team is spirit, and you said, I'm not seeing, I'm letting them do the work. So there is a huge trust in what's about to come on paper. You're not even seeing what they're doing. It's just the hand is moving. and I'm over here talking, pa, 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 and then you're just like, okay, and the hand is moving. Why do you think, or how do you think spirit moves the hand for you to do the work? What happens in that moment?
In that moment, Debbie, I feel that it's a very close blend to the guide that is guiding me and helping me with the portraits. But I do feel like our hands blend. The hand is what's blending more than anything. And so that pencil is being moved around to create the person. And what I find really interesting is that as we're drawing each soul, the pencil marks may be a little different. Maybe some are more sporadic, maybe some are softer. And I feel that has to do with like the essence of that person that's being drawn as well, which I find really fascinating. But through all of this, I've had to really learn to just let go and be reminded it's not about me.
Yeah.
And so it's not about me, it's not my drawing, it's not how I want it to look like. It's like, let just spirit come in and do what they want to do, and how it comes forward is perfect.
Right. And it is a true beautiful dance where you have your team because you're in the spirit world. You have the person that's trying to give the story and the message. Oh, making sure you get it right. And I say that because I'm pretty sure we're going to come in and you're going to be like, the teeth got to be nice and pretty. We got to make sure. Because I feel that you had a couple of spirit where they're very, I need to have lipstick, you need to make sure my hat is on, you make sure that my rings are on me. So
Yes,
there's a lot
yeah.
of detail. They want to be remembered in a prestige way, so don't forget the lipstick. Okay, so Miguel, if you draw me ever, don't forget about the gloss. Okay. So as I say that, you're dealing with the personality, you're dealing with the emotions, and you're dealing with the presence of spirit shining their light. And then you have the anticipation of the person, you better get it right. ¿Qué estás haciendo con mi papá? Like that, are you sure that's them? Wait a minute. Because you got all these different energies coming around you, like, oh my gosh, Miguel. And I want to say that takes a lot of courage.
Thank you.
A lot of courage to be in that light in that way for spirit to shine. And I wanted to say that star, that alignment that you're in, it's a dance, but how long do you feel that it took you to get to that light of alignment?
Oh, Debbie, I've been doing this for 7 years now. So it's been 7 years of really just finding that right balance within myself to dance along with spirit and be at the same vibration and to allow them to come forward. And I feel like sometimes I still struggle with that, but I know what to do now to allow myself to move into that space. And so that's been really, really beautiful. And just recently, I feel like there's been a shift where I feel a bit more comfortable with it.
Right.
Um, and I think that shift has been, just let it be. Let it be. Stop being scared. Let it happen. Who cares if it's wrong? It doesn't matter. You tried.
Yeah.
Let it happen. And so I'm trying to embrace that part right now.
Miguel, what they show me, sometimes we do this work and you don't know who's taking your picture. You don't know what's being recorded. And I have pictures of me where my mouth is like, rah! And I'm like, I'll never forget it, on a project I was working on. But, you go in all pretty, your hair is done, your outfit's on point. You come out, oh man, my shirt's to my belly, my hair's a big old mess. And I was like, ¿Por qué pasó? You already have to girl out. So and you're in that moment of the power of spirit. You don't got time to worry about if your eyes are making point, if your mouth is directed a certain. We be making some faces, and it's just a blend. And it's truly like you cannot worry about what we look like, how it's gonna come out, because it's gonna be perfectly divine order is what I want to say, right? And it takes a lot of courage to say, pues ni modo. That's what I look like. That's what you got today. Limodo means like, oh well.
Yes, yes.
So like, so to the listeners who are listening, oh wow, this is what it is. Because there's no wrong when it comes to spirit. There's no wrong, it's yes, and it's just us, our energies, ourselves, and we also have personalities. We also have certain traits that we want to control a veces, because sometimes we could be perfectionists. And I've seen artists, oh my god, I had the beautiful experience with the neighborhood art and the children that came to my table who are artists and who got little readings. The art is not just on paper. The art was with clothes, the art with the color, the art with their drawings of how they're going to be decorators, or how they're going to run the runway. And like, spirit gave me the gift to see their life shining so
Beautiful.
beautifully on in a way that just left me like, that is so cool right now. Like, I'm looking at my rug and it's rainbows and colors, and just the spirit shines when it's in that creative flow, for sure. Do you
Absolutely.
feel that that's what happens to you, that your spirit just shines like with
Yes,
the
I
rainbows of
do.
spirit? Like, because you
I
talk about this
do.
high, you're like, let's go. Where are we going today, Alice?
Yeah, it's a really beautiful feeling, Debbie. It feels amazing. Time does not exist. When you do look at the time, it's been minutes that have passed, and it feels like such a short amount of time. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I love when I'm here in my studio and I'm invite spirit to join me for a painting or something. It's like, as time is spent, it gets literally misty in here. Like, there's a mist around the whole space.
Ooh, the
And I love seeing
ectoplasma.
that. Yeah, I'm
It's the
like, wow, this is so
ectoplasma.
cool.
I went into a goddess event retreat, and the ectoplasma, that fog that just sits over you, there is no explanation when that energy just starts to seep. Oh my gosh. But Miguel, spirit is nudging me to talk about, when is it a dangerous, there's that fine line of, okay, baby, we got to come out of the channel. Come on. Like, we got to put the pencil down. We got to put the art down, because it can take us, and it could take us as we create, and we're in that creative flow. When you're a channel and spirit's got a hold of you, you take off with the energies. So spirit is saying, what's a healthy balance to come out of it? How do you tell a creator, yeah, por favor, come out of the room, put the pencil down, come eat something, move the body, a tomar agua. What
Yes.
is how what would you say to an artist or a channeler or a creator that does that still?
Oh, Debbie, that's a really good question. I feel that that has to do with honoring the sacredness of the space and the time. And with everything, there's a certain harmony that comes together when it's meant to be and when it's meant to be expressed, but that also needs its rest point as well. So following the energy, and you can feel when the energy is dropping, or it's you feel them kind of pulling away, and so do trust that. There was a while back ago, I was doing some readings at a fair, and they said to me, I saw them clearly say to me, like, that's it, we're done. And I
Yeah,
kept going. I
yeah.
kept going after that, and it did not feel good for the rest of the evening.
Oh no, Miguel, it's true. It is true. I was taught by a woman, very beautiful soul. Her name was Cindy Casa, and she said, after 4 hours, you don't really want to push yourself after 4 to 5 hours of reading, because it's unfair to you, to the energies. And when I'm presented with opportunities, I've done it where it's 8 hours. I take breaks, come back. Like you said, the fairs do that. And thank you, Jesus, that my team has my back when it comes to the energies. But I have also been in that same circumstances where no more, you're done. And I find with trance, and I find myself, really, my team will say, okay, you're done. It drops. And I'm doing it right up at the hour. And so when an hour and a half, so sometimes some depths can go to 2 hours, And my body already naturally says, okay, I think we're coming to an end. And I was like, whoa, I never used to do that before. I never used to say, I'm done. So you really have to honor what spirit is saying. When you're done, we're done. They know what we do not see.
Yes.
They know what we do not see. And this body, especially because you're using your, what happens to your breath and your physical body when you're in that energy? What happens to you?
Yeah, Debbie, when it is about trance, I feel like I'm in a very beautiful, beautiful space,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm off to the side, and it feels amazing, and spirit can hold and support us in that space, as they can also support us when we're doing the mediumship, the mental mediumship. But what I've understood here is that spirit will use that our spirit, that light that is us, they will use that, especially in trance. So that energy gets expanded and it gets pulled out. And that's where the ectoplasm actually comes from. And so that's your vitality. That light is your vitality. And so as it's getting brought out, it's getting used. So that's where the tiredness can come in, is because
Mm-hmm.
that light, that vitality has been used for that session. And
Right?
so that's where you have to come back and you have to ground and take care of yourself, because we
Yes.
need to reserve and keep that self balanced.
Right. And I think that's the thank you, Spirit, for bringing this to our awareness. For those who are new to mental mediumship, to spirit art, to channeling the energies, or who are creators, honor the off button of the where there's no inspiration, give it a minute. Because there's a message in the no, in the nothing, in the void, in the quiet. And that is also to recharge, to get our bodies ready, to get our energies ready again. Because I think there's a fear, and I got this as we were talking, that they're going to lose that deep dive again, or what they're trying to say. So it's like, I'm in it, let me go with it, let me ride the wave, let me create with this, let me, and it's like, oh, I'm not gonna, it's not gonna happen again, we gotta do it now. And I feel like through the planetary shifts and the energies move, a lot of people live through that. But it's okay to rest, take care of your body, yourself. And so, what a great way of spirit bringing this to our awareness. And so, for somebody who is beginning first, we'll say, what message would you give to a beginning student who wants to learn spirit art?
Yes. If you're out on your journey and you're starting out, I would say, I would encourage you just allow yourself to express on paper. Pick up a few colors, paint, crayons, whatever that is, markers, and just allow yourself to create without any restrictions, any limitations, any judgment. Just be in the constant flow of accepting what comes forward. And allowing this to be also is a way to help you move with the energy of spirit, because as we connect with spirit, we're just that vessel. That information just passes through us and we need to let it flow. Now, if you want to try out drawing a spirit portrait, set the intention, open with a prayer, invite your spirit guide, and just expand and blend your energy with the spirit world and let those impressions come through, however it is, whether you're seeing it, feeling it, hearing it, or your pencils being guided. There is no wrong way. We're all different and unique. So how spirit is going to work with you is your own unique way. But
Absolutely.
allow the influence to happen, and over time you will see how that all comes together.
Right. I'm being told to talk about what does it mean to be influenced by the energies?
Influenced by the energies is moving forward with what is being shared with you in that moment. So let's say if the impression of the mind comes that you see a rose, then talk about that rose, feel into that rose. Then maybe something new comes in, maybe there's a dog as well, and so then talk about that dog, is moving with that energy. The power is always moving, changing, and flowing. So you should also be moving with that as well.
Beautifully said. When a person who's in intermediate and advanced, what message would you like to give them?
Ooh, so for a soul that maybe has a bit more experience, try out trance and see if your team can come through and take a bit more control.
Yeah,
In the trance states, we surrender and let go a bit more further to let our spirit friend inspire us, be more present. So perhaps maybe moving in that direction could be a good place.
yeah. I'm also hearing share your art. Whatever you create, share the art. Do not hold on to it. It is meant to be seen. It's meant to be shared and held. You, as spirit artists, bring forward the energies of healing, of spirit, and the flow of frequency. When someone holds that, there is healing that comes with it that will fill up the homes with the love that you're bringing forward. So for any artist, my team is saying share it. Don't hold on to it out of fear that no one's going to understand it or like it. Just take the leap of faith and pass out your art. Whether it's creating oracle decks or, spirit art, I just feel like it's time to develop the muscle to trust. And so, Miguel Gonzalez, thank you for being a guest today. Where can people find you?
Thank you, Debbie. People can find me on Facebook at Miguel Gonzalez or send me an email at miguelgonzalezmedium@gmail.com.
And are you having anything happening that you'd like to promote?
You know, let me think here. Ooh, there is a trance demonstration that I'll be doing with Alexandra
Yeah.
that is coming up, and that will be in November 30th. So hopefully people can join us. And then we also have, let's see, I know there's something else. October 12th, Debbie, you'll be joining us as well with Alexandra as well. And so we'll be working together.
Yes, I love this. Miguel, you have been an inspiration to so many, and I just thank you for sharing a piece of your story and your knowledge for those that find this podcast. And I appreciate your time. So thank you for being a guest.
Thank you for inviting me, Debbie. And thank you
Yes,
to everyone who listens.
yes. Much love, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Bye.